Rise SKOL, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy, wonderful Viking Friday.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this. We were just voted the top YouTube show, Viking YouTube show out there in the mornings on Fridays. So congratulations.
We're starting this thing off with a lie. That is not true. That is not a thing, but I would love to. It would be beautiful. Let us know in the comments how you're feeling. Hit that sub. Let's get to 14,000 subs.
It'd be nice to be nominated.
I would like to be nominated for anything. It doesn't even have to be about the show.
Yeah.
Just be a really nice, uplifting story. We got trivia. We got some comments. We got Vikings news, some offseason talk. So stick around. Hit us up in the comments. But let's get to the Vikings news right out of the gates. Udinski, he's interviewing everywhere. I expect to see him at the local Super One, interviewing for the produce manager.
Really? Hell of a job there. Yeah, he's becoming the Willie Beavers of interviews. He's been on it. He's like every single team he's been on right now. So, again, this is what the Texans, you said?
Texans offensive coordinator.
Yeah. So, again, the fact he hasn't got a job either just tells me, like, he's just progressing this way slowly into getting that role, or he's just interviewing poorly. It's one of the two.
I don't think it's an interview poor. I think he's just too young. Everybody wants to take a look at him. Everyone wants to get their eyes on him. Just because they're interviewing him for OC jobs now doesn't mean, like, you know what, maybe this guy will be our head coach someday. They're just putting their feelers out. Feelers out.
Yeah, maybe he'll just end up being the produce manager at Super One next week.
He's getting a lot of job offers, not offers, looksies. Speaking of looksies, PFF came out with their projections for their free agents, where some players would go, and they looked at the secondary, and a lot of players in the secondary were linked to the Minnesota Vikings. Some good ones. You ready?
I'm ready.
Javon Holland, the safety, hot safety, number one safety, was linked as the Vikings being a great landing spot for him. Travarius Ward from the Niners, again, another young, very good player in the secondary. Asante Samuel, also linked to the Vikings. And Byron Murphy, he was not linked to the Vikings. He was linked to the Commanders or the Raiders.
Really? Well, I do like the fact that the Vikings, I hope they do actually hit that secondary in free agency. I'd rather see them boost that through free agency rather than high draft picks. But that being said, Javon Holland, he's going to cost a lot of money, I believe. Are they going to invest?
It? I like that move.
Yeah, I mean, I like him too, but are they going to invest that kind of money in the safety position? That's what kind of our argument was against bringing Cam Bynum back. Travarius Ward, I think he's coming off a down season where I believe he was hurt, but very good player overall. And yeah, Asante Samuel Jr., who wouldn't want that guy? He's a little undersized, but damn, he's fiery. He's a playmaker. We'd all love Asante Samuel on this Vikings team.
Yeah, Samuel injury issues is a guy that really hasn't lived up to the hype, but he's still good. That rookie year, he was good. The thing with Holland, like, I'm fine spending money at safety. I just don't really want to spend it on Cam Bynum. Like, I think Holland is pretty far ahead of where Cam Bynum is right now as far as a safety.
And he just does things Cam Bynum doesn't do.
All right, that's really it for news. Not much going on. A lot of draft talk, a lot of free agents talk, but nothing overly solid like your dump this morning. Let's go to the trivia for the week. Which Viking rookie holds the team record for passing yards in a single season? Oh my God! It's a Viking record. It's not an NFL record.
Viking holds a team record.
Rookie quarterback. We'll come back to that. Comments. Let us know your guesses. You scared?
No, I'm trying to think of my guess if he actually played as a rookie. I can't remember.
Might have. Might not have. Speaking of quarterback, this won't die. This will not die. In fact, it seems to be getting more legs as long as we get. Tom Pelissero, paraphrasing here, most logical outcome is that Sam does come back to the Minnesota Vikings. And I'm starting to get a little concerned. I'm starting to buy into this a little bit, and I shouldn't. Shame on me.
Yeah, I don't. Every year it always seems that there's something in the offseason that won't go away. I don't know if last year if it had to do with Kirk Cousins. I can't quite remember. But there's always this rumor we don't like that just will not die. And this one just won't. Like you said, instead of dying, it feels like it's getting more and more live. And got like Pelissero coming out and saying Sam Darnold could be back. Again, I'm ready to move on, put all of our eggs in the J.J. McCarthy basket from day one, assuming he's healthy, and just ride with him as our clear-cut number one. Daniel Jones can be his backup. I want that to be defined and obvious, and the reps to go that way. Having Sam Darnold back just muddles that whole thing. It takes away looks and reps from J.J. McCarthy getting comfortable with his top targets. So, yes, I don't want him back either. I want this to go away. I want to throw dirt on it. I want to cremate it. I want to spread the ashes and get you goomy.
Nobody wants him back. We all know the reasons, but like it's just like Tom Pelissero, these guys in the know. They know something. They're not just pulling this out of their ass. These aren't guys that are clickbait.
They're not us.
Florio. They're not Mike Florio out there just trying to get clicks. Like they know something. So we'll see what happens.
Again, I hope to God it's not for some big ass contract like they're projecting for him.
Well, that's the thing. They're saying like it could be like a 3-year contract, like the Baker Mayfield. That would we'll see what goes on. But as long as there's Sam Darnold Vikings chatter, we are definitely going to talk about it. Let's go to the top comments of the week. This is from Mr. Haig 80. I would let Daniel Jones walk. I would rather have Bridgewater or Joe Flacco as the backup in the quarterback room for McCarthy. And I put this one on there because it is a valid point. Like, if it's just JJ and Daniel Jones, you don't have that old timer that's been successful and like can Miyagi him into it. And we got Josh McCown, so that's good. But like, I do kind of like the idea of some old dude like just taking him under his wing because Daniel Jones has been a disaster.
Oh, and we said the same thing with Sam Darnold though coming in here. Like, what can he really teach JJ McCarthy? He's Sam Darnold, but again, just little things. And Daniel Jones, he is a veteran. He's been through, I think, a few different offensive coordinators, so he's seen some different stuff. But maybe behind the scenes, he's just a really smart guy. We don't know how he can break down a defense, and maybe just when he gets on the field, he kind of. Maybe when he gets on the field, he has the issues. Like Sean Mannion was supposed to be this great, help in the locker room. When he got on the field, he sucks. So maybe that's what Daniel Jones is, the next Sean Mannion.
Yeah, but I look at it like Sean Mannion was never like he wasn't supposed to be good. He is just smart. Like Daniel Jones, I've been a big fan of him coming here. Like, hey, this is a great thing. But like when he said that, it's just kind of like, yeah,
And I think
Daniel Jones has been nothing but a complete disaster.
Yeah, and the other part of this is the faith that KOC can make him into something, make him into the next Sam Darnold. So if he were to get on the field, he would have more upside than a Joe Flacco or a crusty Teddy Bridgewater, who's coaching a high school team who just came back to be on the bench of the Lions this year.
Smart move. I would have done the same damn thing.
I wouldn't.
Probably would have been starting though if it was me. Griff Daddy comes out and says, "Can we please get that center from Atlanta? He is who I want the most." After Trey Smith, of course. Griff Daddy has been pounding the table to get rid of Garrett Bradbury for anything. And that center is Drew Dahlman, who's only like 26 years old. He is definitely the best center in free agency.
But wasn't his issue also pass protection? Or he's really good in one, and the other area he's not. I'm trying to remember what the hell they said it was.
Well, the fact that he's really good in one already gives him a leg up on Garrett
there's no doubt he's definitely an upgrade. And I don't know, but the more we look into this, and I know you did your O-line video, I just feel like Garrett Bradbury, like, he's kind of probably the most likely piece to be a starter next year from the other than the tackles, of course, but the interior guys. Like, if you upgrade the sides next to him, maybe he can be serviceable for one more year, and then you let him go. Yeah,
I mean, Griff Dad, I love you, and everybody agrees we want to move on from him. It's just it doesn't appear that that's probably going to happen. They love him. He's got 1 year left, I think. I think they're going to ride it out and focus on the two dudes next to him.
Yep, that's what I think too.
Robbie says Thor Griffith has the perfect name to be a Viking. Thor Griffith, draft prospect from Louisville, 6'2", 320. Not only that, he's a D tackle.
Ooh.
That would give us Andrew Van Ginkel, TJ Hawkinson, and then you throw Thor Griffith in there.
That's a hell of a tongue twister you just whipped out there.
Thor Griffith.
Thor
Griffith. So I got to get to know Thor Griffith a little bit more, but I just love
I'm going to dig into him now too.
There's a lot of good names out there. The Tonka Hemingways, the Thor Griffith. There's some goodies out there. And sometimes when you don't know much about a player, you just want him because he's got a cool name. It's just part of the draft.
You do. Hell yeah.
Lucky Charm, great cereal says draft the best player no matter what position they play in round one.
Yeah, I mean, to a point.
What do you think about a receiver coming home?
Yeah, I mean, to a point. Like, you can't just say, and everybody says that, but it has to be best player at a position of need. Let's just put that little star next to that because you're not going to take a wide receiver with your first pick. That makes no sense for Minnesota Vikings. But yeah, you do let the draft come to you, but you got to hit your needs still. You're not just going to take the best player because it's the best player on the board, regardless of position.
Sounds like you disagree with that wholeheartedly.
I do. Wholeheartedly. I do. Like, everybody says that, but no one ever does it.
Some teams do it. I think the Lions have done a good job of that. I think they take the best player available. I think there's some teams that just continue to get the best.
They're not going to take a running back in round 1. I mean, they're always going to take the player, and everybody says, "Oh, he's the top player on our board." Okay.
I think this is so. As far as the best player on the board, like this for me is the year where you would stray away from that little bit, just because those needs are so effing heavy. Trade back, keep trading back, and then get the best player available.
Well, I think too, like, I mean, free agency, let's see, you get a bunch of cornerbacks. Okay, then you're looking at the best guard, defensive tackle at the first pick. So, I mean, I think free agency will tell you the best player on the board, but it has to be based on your needs.
All right, we're going to play a quick game of Who Would You Do? We're going offensive line style. We got 3 options for a brand new, shiny offensive line.
Nice.
So nervous.
I am too.
All right, here we go. Option 1 is Pam. We got Will Hernandez.
Finally made it home.
Michael Juergens takes over at center. They actually do cut Garrett Bradbury, but they don't address it. They keep the man in-house, Michael Juergens, and they get our boy Trey Smith with Brian O'Neill.
Not bad. Not a bad looking line there.
That one.
Well,
what do you think about Pam?
Wanted Will Hernandez really bad the year we got what Mike, that was his name. Mike Hughes. And I don't know how.
Yeah, but Will Hernandez has not been good.
No,
I think he's had a little bit of resurgence with the Cardinals.
So the left guard center would concern me very much with Pam. Her middle would concern me.
Well, look at how happy Michael is, though. He has zero concerns.
Well, he's starting.
He has zero concerns. He's very happy. Trey Smith looks like he did not want to sign here.
Well, he's mad because he knows he's got to play center and guard and fill that whole gap himself, probably.
All right, let's go to option 2. Jan, we got Kevin Zeitler on a 1-year rental. We go get Drew Dahlman, spend some money on center, and get Tyler Booker in the draft.
That one's going to be really hard to beat. I'm smelling an office theme here. I don't.
It started out like that. It does not end like that.
I would be shocked if the next one's Angela and it's any better than this. I know Zeitler's just a 1-year fix, but maybe you draft someone late. You had Walter Rouse, Juergens, who could maybe battle for that spot in camp to be the top backup there and maybe the potential future. So, yeah, Jan is looking like the one to beat right now.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Booker, he's the best in the draft, but always a question mark with those first-round guards. Poison Ivy. We go and get Becton and Will Fries on probably like 3 to 4 year contracts. So your interior offensive line is set for years to come.
And then, Becton could maybe even kick over and fill in that left tackle if Darrisaw is not ready week 1. I mean, Ivy's pretty damn nice too. Will Fry is the guy who only played 5 games last year before breaking his leg and apparently has the longest necks in the NFL. Grade out very, very high pass pro and run blocking. So that's tempting. It does put some competition to my girl Jan. So I got to think this one over for a couple seconds.
Yeah, I like Pam. Obviously, Trey Smith is the shiny toy there, and the fact that we did move on from Garrett Bradbury, but yeah, Juergens and Hernandez are scary. The only thing Jan with Zeitler is one and done, and with Ivy, it's like you got your guards, and next year, whether it's the draft or free agency, you go all in on a new center.
Yep.
So Jan and Ivy are very close for me. Very close.
Yeah, they are close. You did well. You made it tough. Pam is gonna she's gonna go away, but I'm gonna go with Jan. I'm gonna do Jan.
All right. I'm going to go Ivy just because then we went somewhere else in the draft and we still squashed the guards. But
all right,
I could go either way. One way.
I know you could.
Let us know in the comments. Who would you do? Somebody will do Pam just because Trey Smith's there.
Yeah, someone might. So maybe someone really loves Michael Juergens.
All right, let's go back to the trivia. If you got an answer, which Viking rookie has their team record for passing yards in a single season?
Oh, man. I'm just going to go. And I can't remember if he played his first year, but I'm going to go Dante Culpepper.
It's Teddy. Dante Culpepper did not play.
Yeah. Teddy was going to be my second guess.
Teddy. I was actually fairly surprised about this because he never really threw for many yards. But Teddy, Joe Cap, just FYI, was like fourth.
Your nemesis.
Cap was fourth. Christian Ponder was up there.
Fran only
big name.
Came in like for a couple of games his rookie year, didn't he? Tarkenton.
Who?
Tarkenton only played like a couple. I think he came in late his rookie year.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know he wasn't one. So Teddy Bridgewater takes her home, and that is going to wrap up Rise and SKOL for this Friday morning. Enjoy your Friday. We'll be here all weekend. Let's get 14,000 subs, huh?
Get some cakes on the griddle. Thank God I'm a Viking boy. All right, remember this, guys, as you're getting your Friday morning started. The Tootsie Roll recipe does involve mixing a portion of the previous day's batch into each new batch.
It's lazy.
Gross.